Welcome to another episode of Tea in Space. My name's Tom, and this is Space. This is the park directly across the street from where I live at the Beaumont, there in the background. And this is where we're going to start our talk. I don't know, what do you want to talk about? Let's go for a walk. I'm sick of sitting down. Meant to move, although it is a lot harder to move now than it was 2 months ago. How's it going? I'm doing okay. Oh, not right now. So, been doing some thinking about law. So I got it all figured out. I think Melanie nailed it on the head when it comes to law as we know it today. The law does not favor those without money. And thought it was pretty interesting. I got this message from a lawyer. His name's Walter. You can go look on my Facebook page to catch up on what's going on there. And basically, him and his partners are questioning my story in that I haven't filed a report. So he gave me directions on how to file a report. I'm not sure how to take this guy, in that I'm not a big fan of the law profession, seeing that it really doesn't or has not ever come to my rescue or helped me in any way. So this is where, again, it's exactly the location where I was beaten by the RCMP, 6 of them. And like Melanie said, if I'm telling a lie, I should be subject to whatever the punishment is, right? Burden of proof is not on me anymore, though. All the evidence has been compiled. It's been documented. Everybody knows. Reported it to 2 RCMP officers and 2 bylaw officers since. And they took my statement, the 2 RCMP officers. The bylaw, I don't think they took a statement. I think they just threw it under the rug, Oh, I wasn't there. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so these bushes here were considerably lower, so people could see. It was probably half the size, but because I was sitting down waiting for the RCMP in the park, like this, exactly like this, on a pillow, with 2 RCMP, one of which has footage of whatever happened that day. So there's some more evidence, but the evidence is staggering, right? 6 RCMP officers came through this path right here, approaching me from that direction, right? So I watched them coming, 6 of them, and without provocation, they beat and tortured me in broad daylight. And it was about 2 o'clock, same time as it is right now. The tourists weren't here though, right? And I find it very fascinating that the RCMP station down by the beach has been closed this year, and that there's very little RCMP or bylaw on the street right now. People come here, they party, they get drunk, and I don't fucking care about this too much. But they do. They do during the other times of the year when they see it in the park and they see someone that doesn't have very much and they think they can take advantage of a situation, and they do. They did. Right? So where are we at? 4 minutes, 55 seconds. Take a breath, right? let's take a breath and figure this out. Now, in my specific situation with the RCMP and bylaw in Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, that's 2.5 months ago. I'm still recovering. My arms and my neck aren't right. And I'm going to sit down right now because I have to take breaks. Breaks are good. So Walter told me to fill out a form online. So it's as easy as that. Is it? I don't think it is. And I believe I filled out enough forms with my own blood that I should never have to lift a fucking pencil for this. Sorry about that. A little loud. Shouldn't have to lift a pencil or a pen at this point. It's all documented, and the burden of proof is on them to prove to us, me, that what they did was justified. And stay tuned, because this empire is kind of going to come crumbling down pretty quick. It has to, because we have federal agents in our city masquerading as police, RCMP, but they work for the federal government, which is not cool, to say the least. But it's been happening in Canada for a long time, and we've just gotten so used to it, right? That's why nobody really thinks there's a problem. Oh, that could never happen. That would never happen. The RCMP would never do that. Well, you know, if you live in a tourist town, right? If you live in a tourist town and you want to clean it up, RCMP, get the RCMP in. They're coming in. These federal agencies are going into all cities and towns around the world, the United States, Canada. They've been here forever, so that's a weird thing. But in the United States, they're sending in federal troops to keep people in line, right? And they make more mess. They make more enemies. They create more violence. And look at this. We got a full town with no RCMP anywhere in sight, which is fantastic. There is no need for them to be here. Open up the window. There we go. Because we take care of ourselves, right? Oh, they just allow drinking on this beach. But if you just come down here with me a little, look at all these signs. I think this is pretty fascinating. All these signs that we gotta abide by. Look at that. Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, they sure know their signs. What's that COVID-19 thing about? Stupidity. That's what it is. People should be outraged that there are signs telling them how to be human. We've dealt with viruses for how long as a human race? We know what to do. Do we not? If someone's sick, stay away from them. If you don't mind getting sick, if you want to help, get in there. Take your fucking masks off. That doesn't work. It's not working. You're wearing masks outside. That's the stupidest thing that I've ever seen. I seen this week alone, some of the stupidest behavior. And it's based on the fact that some people, are 100% or even 80% or 60% sure that whatever the media is throwing out there is real and that we have to follow. Well, I'll tell you what, friends, family, please, let's get together and put some common sense to this situation. Oh man, it's hot. I might have to double back. I'm going to double back, go back to the park where there's shade. So this is my town. A few restaurants over on the other side. Lots of motels. Motels have been converted into monthly rentals now. Half of them, like, I don't know what the number is, but it seems like about half of them have been converted into monthly rates, but we still got a lot of tourists coming in, right? Most likely from Canada, Alberta, people with a little bit of money. They want to just get out, do something different with their families, which is reasonable. And prices are reasonable in town in as far as a tourist town is concerned. It's a lot busier than last year, which is weird. Didn't expect that. But then again, it's hard to tell sometimes where this propaganda will take us. COVID-19 is what I'm talking about right now. Because it's worldwide and the ramifications are far-reaching. Some will make it work. Most likely those are the people with money to begin with, or just enough money to survive. And then most businesses will, after this summer for sure, they will not be able to sustain themselves with the measures that have been put in place, social distancing and such things like this. And like, I haven't seen so much plexiglass in my fucking life. Or masks. Actually, there's not many masks being worn in this town, or Kelowna, apparently. I think people think it's a bubble, which it's not. It's the same as any other town, really. We shouldn't worry about it. Worrying about a virus is, well, you may as well worry about everything. You know, worrying about things that you can't see. You're worrying about things that you do not know anything about. Only the things that you've been told by the experts on the TV, on the prepaid for media. Who owns that media? That's a question that, if you haven't answered, it might be interesting to follow that one up. Found a feather. It's a seagull feather. Apparently it's not a special feather, but I feel like every feather is special. So I'm going to put it in this... there we go. Very nice. So let's talk about law for a second, shall we? So on the bag that I was given when I was arrested, it said property of Attorney General. I haven't talked to this person yet. Also, I know something about Canadian law in that representation is supposed to be given to me, and it never was. Crown Counsel, I think, is the agency that normally takes up these cases, I would imagine. People with no money. But there's nothing to be found in my town. It's not like people don't know that this has happened. There's a few people in key positions that are very much aware that this happened. but they're not doing anything about it. Why? Afraid to lose your job? Do you really believe that it didn't happen? Well, all the evidence points to it, so if you looked into it and you've got the keys that are necessary to get into this box and find out exactly what's going on, open and shut case, when you take a look at it, all the evidence provided that I could provide for you, open and shut. But who's got the most money? Who can tie it up in courts the longest? Who wants to ruin someone's? Who has the ability to ruin somebody's life? You know? Who has the ability to say, you know what, if you're lying, you can go to prison. Just fine. I don't fucking care at this point. Maybe I need to go to prison. Maybe we need a trial. Maybe I need to be found fucking guilty. Yeah, guilty of lying. That'd be a very tough one to fucking prove. But let's see if this system works for us, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't. In law, oh, that's much better. In law, it does not work for the average person, for the majority of people. It either, if you had any money to begin with, you're going to give it all to fucking lawyers, tied up into the system. How many times have we seen this, right? And then you tie up all this time. You know what? The time that I've spent being beaten, held in prison, chased into the fucking woods to die, the time that I spent doing that, I shouldn't have to spend any more time on defending myself. If we got a system in place and there's a defense and an offense, well, let's see both teams. Let's see all the evidence. My evidence is staggering. I have no charges against me. I've never been charged with anything in my life. So here we sit. 17 minutes in. What haven't we covered? Well, I'd like to talk to Walter right now. If you indeed are a lawyer, which I do believe you are at this point, and you and your partners have been talking about this, if that's true, then come and talk to me. Or listen to all the stuff that I've put online, all the staggering evidence that I have put online on YouTube, Facebook. I got pictures. I don't have access to the video, though, in the prison. 8 to 10 hours in prison with no water, no food, no one to talk to, naked, clothes coming off me every time. You know, fucking have to take my clothes off because my pants are fucking falling down. They took all my ties. They choked me with one of my ties. They ruined all my clothes. They ruined 2 pairs of clothes so far. 2 pairs of clothes, and I don't have very fucking many clothes. I have this shirt. Now it's a long sleeve shirt that I'm wearing. And I got a couple other t-shirts, but it's not, I don't like them. And the RCMP fucked up all the clothes that I fucking like. I'm pretty mad about that. Oh, you're mad about the clothes, are you? I am so stiff today and yesterday because the weather is a little bit more humid. I can feel it. All my muscles. Anyways, this is not a complaint. It's a what it is it's a reminder and an update, because I'm not going to stop. And there are people out there with guns and badges all around the world, but in my town, I know 6 of them, and they need not have guns and badges. They need to answer for what they did, what they stood by and watched. They need to answer for all of that, and the government needs to answer for the bag over my head and the amount of power and control you've given to the RCMP to serve and protect our cities. No serving and protecting here. Not that I see. So law. We're talking about law. What do I know about law? Well, here's what I know should be looked at more frequently in regards to law is truth. I have truth on my side. 100%. Yep. That's why no one else is talking. Trying to build up a fucking case. Here's another thing. They're trying to build a case against me that I'm somehow bipolar, schizophrenic, some mental disorder, so they can discount the words that I say. So they could discredit me and make it so that anything that I say can just be explained away by saying that that guy's crazy. In fact, I heard that in the jail cell. I've said this before. I heard bipolar when I heard everything in that cell. Did you know that? All the conversations about excessive violence. Excessive violence, I heard this. Oh, it was a little bit more than excessive violence, though, right? It was torture. It was nothing short of torture and then attempted murder. So I'm claiming that this happened, that this is true. And there's 6 individuals plus 2 bylaw officers that were there. So that's 8 people that I'm discrediting their name. If I'm lying, I should go to jail. For sure. Why not? Fucking idiot. If I'm lying, put me in prison. Fair enough. But I'm not. But it happened. Here's the deal. Things like this, fences, this is how they fucking mend a fence in the city. Why is this fence mended? Why was this fence put here to begin with? That's where the fucking water is, right? This town is backwards. Most towns are. Most towns have no idea of how to put a system in place where everybody wins. It's just like, there's no fucking imagination, right? Well, you know why there's no imagination? Because you took all the creative people out of the process, and you thought that they have nothing to contribute, and it's not true. Actually, it's actually the opposite of truth. The creative people are needed most now, because all we got is numbers, graphs, pie charts. We can count numbers. Zeros and ones and all this stuff really, really quick. Files, forms, lawyers, doctors. What has this all become? It's all become a money racket. This sounds like my mom now. It's a money racket. It is. It's all about money and greed. Good pensions, though, eh? The RCMP have good pensions. Man, you're set for life after a certain amount of time serving at the RCMP. How long does it take you to train to get that position that you have? I heard it was 8 months, but whatever it is, you're not training long enough because you have no skills when it comes to communication. Okay, you can't use your big boy and big girl words. That's a problem. You're highly violent at times, and you've been given permission to unleash this violence on innocent people, which is crazy. What am I counting right now? You know what? If you're in the RCMP and you're watching this right now, you should be concerned. Very fucking concerned. About not just, you should be concerned about your family. How do you justify working for an agency that is doing these things? You could be in denial all you want, but the evidence is staggering. That's why I need to get this out, because it's not only me. How many people has this happened to this in Park? How many indigenous people has it happened to in Penticton? Because indigenous people in this community are the whipping boys of the fucking city and the government. And it's always been this way. So Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter, yeah, they all fucking matter. Anybody who's getting beat for no reason or for a made-up reason should be looked at a little bit more in detail, for sure. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's change it and make sure this doesn't fucking happen again, and make sure the people that it just happened to or it has happened to and they're still trying to get through it, because no one fucking believes you after a fucking while, right? How hard is it on people when they're not being believed? When their own family doesn't pick up and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll go down to City Hall and I'll make a complaint or something like that, or figure out what's going on. Or maybe you have people in your community that own papers or are a part of the paper, or like the editor or the fucking a writer or something will come up, step up to the plate, and at least write a fucking story. If you believe it's wrong, like, this is a big story in my town. I don't see any other bigger stories right now. There are, but they don't report them. So here I am, once again, sitting in my special space. And biding my time. Filling out a form right now does not... Okay, here's another thing. Walter, you told me to fill out a form online. Look at how easy it is to fill out a form online. Okay, so I fill out this form that I gotta fucking print out, and I don't have a fucking printer, and you can't email it? You're on the internet, and you can't... I can't email a complaint into the RCMP. I have to fax it? What are we fucking living in? 1970s here? Makes no sense. Streamline the system. And then you might find out that you got a fucking problem, but they don't want to know the fucking problem. They want to make it so difficult for you to file a complaint on anybody. RCMP, tax revenue. The tax places all fucking shut down. You can't talk to anybody. These fuckers shut down my fucking account in my bank. They made it so that my bank said, I'm not worthy to be in their bank anymore. BMO. I find that interesting. So, now I got no job, no money, I got food, I got shelter. How did I do that? Clothes? I got these clothes. Food, shelter, and clothes. Not so bad. So I'm very grateful for what I have today. Sorry about that. Just shut down for a bit there. It's hard to judge, but I don't feel mentally I'm the same in that I got kicked in the head a lot, right? So I don't know. I'm kind of leaving that up to the people that have been following me to see if there's any real changes, because I think it. You know, if there was something really wrong with me as a result of these injuries mentally, I would not be aware of them. So it's good to have all this, on video, so we can refer back to it. Also, an unrelated topic, but related at the same time. It's like the one thing that I need to make myself better, I can't get. It costs money, and I don't have money, and neither do I want anybody to send me money, especially people that don't have very much and it could go towards their families and doing what they do. I'll find it on the street. I've been looking around the street looking for roaches. Yeah, I've been looking for roaches, and yesterday I found 6 of them, and then I traded one of my things that I was keeping for the future. I traded one of those things for some pot last night, some cannabis last night to my neighbor, which I was very grateful for. So I can always, I guess, find it, but it's perplexing to me that the government has monetized and made sure that they always get their cut out of a plant that is actually helping people. It's medicine, and well, it's one of the reasons why I don't participate in civilization anymore, or the hamster wheel that's continually in motion. I can't do it anymore. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's sucking the life out of people. So why would I? Oh, he's lazy. No. I am not lazy. But when I see something that doesn't work, and I'm thoroughly convinced that it will never work if it doesn't change, then my only objective is to change that which doesn't work. I am law. I am law. That's right. I said it. So whatever I say goes? Not really. But I know what's right and what's wrong. That's all you need to know. And I know what truth is. Oh yeah, what's truth, buddy? Well, truth is always changing, because whatever we're talking about, it's always different. But we all know it when we see it, and we can all agree on it. In most situations, we can always come to pretty much the same conclusion of what the truth is. See, they want you to use the system to fix the problem, right? They want you to, so that creates purpose for people. It makes their jobs, I guess I'm kind of talking myself out of getting a fucking lawyer, because I don't trust anybody who, first of all, accuses, or not accuses, but makes it out that someone like myself is lying. Melanie hit it on the fucking nail again. I wish Melanie's my lawyer. She doesn't get paid, and she doesn't have any credentials. But you know what? Fuck, she can speak on my behalf from now on. If I'm too abrasive, or if it seems like I don't know what I'm talking about, talk to her. I don't know. Talk to somebody. Who? Who are you talking to now? No one. No one. We need to come to the conclusion that these systems aren't working. Collectively. If we don't, we're going to have more of the fucking same. And it doesn't matter whether I fill out a form or not. That just gives you hope. And hope is like, it's useless. Hope is useless when you know the result is not going to be favorable. Everything points to this. What if I fucking couldn't read? What if I fucking couldn't write? Yeah, what if I was so fucking bent and shittered by the RCMP that I couldn't do anything except for heal and get food? You know how far I have to drive my bike to get food? I live on the other side of town, and I got to go to the Salvation Army, which they've been great. They have been great for the last 6 months. But it's a distance. It's a full-time job when you're homeless, or not homeless. I'm not homeless. It's a full-time job when you have no money to get things done. But then, what else do you have to get done? I'm done doing things. I'll get my food. I'll clean my house. I'll do my dishes. I'll sit in the park. I'll talk with as many people as I can. I'll meet as many people as I can. In Kelowna, the mayor is asking people that come to Kelowna not to meet other people. So, or you'll spread the disease, COVID-19. Everything revolves around COVID-19 right now. Now, I not only have, if we were to go to court on this, I not only have evidence against the RCMP, I have evidence against the City Hall, I have evidence against the hospital, I have evidence against the federal government. Who takes on these cases? I will. I don't have a degree, but I will. When it comes down to it, law should be about what's right and what's wrong. Or being able to see shades of gray and knowing when there's not a problem. You know, King Solomon had a situation like this. Two mothers came to him with this baby. They both said it was hers. And he goes, okay, give me the baby. And he goes to cut the baby in half. And the one lady goes, no, it's not my baby, give it to her. And then he knew. Then he knew who the rightful mother was. Well, sometimes you have to cut things in half. Sometimes you got to dismantle things. Sometimes you have to have the threat of this happening to realize how close we are. How close we are to something I don't want to participate in. Some kind of bland, vanilla existence. You talk too much, Tom. That's why nobody listens to you. No, it's not true. I have a lot of people who listen to me. It's just the people that think that they know everything, they don't. Or they listen, but they can't see any real holes in my argument. Walter's the only one that has even tried to have any communication with me. I'd love to meet this guy. Maybe one day. The whole system has to come down. Why participate in community if your community doesn't care about itself? Why invest in community so much when the ignorance is so thick that it's virtually impossible for you to create any kind of change? Let's say I wanted to get in this park what is it called? It's the market. What if I wanted to get the market going every day in this park? You wouldn't have to pay for your stall. You wouldn't have to do anything. Just use the park and we buy and sell and trade and whatever it is. What if I wanted to get that going? Well, I couldn't. Why? I don't know. Ask City Hall. Oh, we couldn't do that. That's in the park. We got to maintain or... No, we gotta charge at least. So we gotta charge. Let's do it on Main Street. Well, then we can charge everybody. Everybody's got a stall, and then they pay, and then we make money. Well, fuck you. You make enough money, and you don't do anything with it, City Hall. What are you doing? Penticton, British Columbia, Canada? What the fuck is going on here? Most times the doors are locked now. You would think during if there was really a fucking pandemic, that the people that are in those positions, they would be there to help, you know? Nope, that's when they fucking leave. That's when all the doctors leave the hospitals. That's when all the agencies, you know, the counselors, the guys with the degrees and the fucking doctorates and shit like that that have the position, right? Well, they're not there anymore because of COVID. They have other people with masks and plexiglass that you have to fucking talk to. Another layer of shit you have to get through to get to whatever that final result is. Exposing the truth. That's my thing. So, again, in the end, all the work is done. Not much more to do. Some talks like this keep people apprised, the people that are important in my life, and wait. Maybe do a cross-country tour on my bike. Talk to a few more people. It's very important I talk to more people. Face to face. And there's no use going to the Parliament buildings and getting anything done there because Justin Trudeau has no idea. Or maybe he does, and he's just kind of part of the whole shit show. I don't know what's going on there exactly, but it's quite evident he's not helping. The whole liberal government, the whole conservative government, any government, the people's government, there's this new party coming out. And I remember doing some looking into it a couple of years ago. I wasn't very impressed. They're basically just trying to get in there and use the same system. And the system is the fucking thing that needs to be rewritten. Because no matter if you get the position that you wanted, that you ran for, you're still taking orders from these people who own you. So even if you think that there's a possibility that things can change and that just by your presence and your great ideas alone that you can't, the system's so broken that it's impossible at this point in time. I really do believe this is true. Convince me I'm wrong. So did I talk any sense to this topic called law? Or is this just a mumbo jumbo? Well, to some degree, I wish it was mumbo jumbo. I wish I didn't make sense. I wish I was the fucking crazy one. Then I'd be taken care of in a hospital somewhere. And then I would die probably early from COVID-19. That's what's going to be on my grave. This man died from COVID-19. This man, not even my name. Mass graves are being dug right now. Well, they're being dug. They've been being in the last few months everywhere. How is it possible that the United States has so many COVID cases, so many deaths, and other countries don't? Oh, we're counting, we're testing a lot more than everybody else. No, the United States needs those numbers to go up so that they can blame all their shit on COVID-19, and then everybody gets these fucking bailouts. Again! So if it's not a war, it's a virus. If it's not a virus, what next? What will they think of next, these inspired people that run the countries? That own the countries. What will they think of next? How will they control us? I wish I was crazy. Then I wouldn't have to deal with this. Then I just go into my mind, pick a nice spot, and watch it all go by. But I can't. And I'm not. So, this is the job that needs to be done now. Anybody asks me, what do I do? What do you do, Tom? Maybe you should get a job. Fuck you. Again, sorry, but fuck you. Don't ask me that again. Because you have no idea what I do. I love you, but fuck off. Tom, you really don't know how to make friends, do you? No, I got lots of friends. I do. I got lots of friends. But some friends are confused. Some friends aren't. But the truth is, here's one truth. I don't lie. It's one truth. No reason. It's like, if I wanted to play lawyer for the next whatever time this is going to take, do I have to play lawyer? I don't know what the point is, but the next thing that came to my mind is if I do want to play this part as lawyer, I have all the evidence. All the evidence is on my side. Unless somebody makes something up, but it would be really, really hard to do in this situation. So yeah, Walter, I talked to two police officers after. They took my statement, and I think that's plenty. Also, the bylaw officers, and a form that I have to pull off the internet and print it and then fill it out and send it by fax? No, not interested, because that's a stupid system. That's a really stupid system. Make it so tough for people. You know? Could be easy. Could just email it. Why can't I email it, Walter? Why can't I email this form? Why can't I email my story to somebody so that they can take a look, at least a paragraph? Does this seem like something you might be interested in? Who can I talk to? You, Walter? Are you there now? Maybe not. Bear with me. Bear with me. The systems that are in place right now are heavily favoring the banks, the government agencies, and healthcare. Healthcare is at the top because they need these people at the front lines, of this war to continue toting the party line that COVID-19 is something to be feared. Well, I got an idea. Let's get into, I got this business idea. It's a really good business idea. Let's make masks. Yeah, I'll sell them for like $10 a piece. People love masks. I love design. Stupid businesses. Yeah, in the short term, you might make a little bit of money, sure. In the long term, what you're doing is you're propagating the same propaganda. Woo. You're endorsing the propaganda. That's what you're doing. And then by the time you realize that the whole thing was the whole controversy, the whole pandemic was a storyline written to control you. Once you realize that, it's too late. That's how close we are. So what do you want? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when the cities make it mandatory for you to wear masks in every situation? If you're not wearing a mask, then you go to jail, you go to prison. It's happening. It's happening. Any chance they can get with someone who is a divergent thinker, any chance they get, they will seize that opportunity and make sure that you are never heard from again. Well, I'm going to do my due diligence, because that is something that is a possibility, I guess. You know, got to catch me first. My door's always open. Room 240, Beaumont Motel, Penticton, British Columbia, Canada. 80 Riverside Drive, V2A 5Y3, I believe, is the address. Yeah, you have to catch me first. So my door is always open. I don't know. It's a nice day. Another nice day in Penticton, British Columbia, Canada. Let me take you for a little tour. Thank you for listening to me so far. Walter, come with me. I'm going to take you on a little tour. This is, again, the park where I spend a lot of my time recently. And on the other side of that fence that should not be there, that's the water. They say that because the dam's here, that's the reason why this fence is here, so no one gets trapped under these currents. But this fence extends so far, down by this like a heritage White House and the Sycamoose. There's a problem over there, for sure. Land. One fence, two fence. One's like a city fence, one's a provincial fence or a federal fence. I think that one's a federal fence. So many fences. And this is the dam. Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Talking about law. Yeah. This is the Great Dam. Should never have straightened it out in the first place. It was a stupid move. Floods are coming. Water's coming. Oh, did you see that? Where is it? Right there. Right there. Falcon? You think that's a falcon? It's fishing. Fishing's good today, I hear. So, final thoughts. Friends, family. Final thoughts to friends and family. We should be listening to each other more, communicating more. We should be gathering in groups more. There's power in numbers. And the government, whether you want to believe it or not, is desperately trying to make it so that you do not have communication with people of like mind, people that are just trying to figure out something new, something better. They don't want this because, well, quite honestly, they wouldn't have a job left, right? Their jobs would become obsolete, and they should. My battery is getting low, so if I cut out at any point in time, that is the reason. I'm gonna go home, upload this onto YouTube and Facebook, and I appreciate everybody that has taken interest in this. That I appreciate the fact that you're listening to it. It's not my story. It's our story. It's about protecting our community, our way of life, our kids' future. This could happen to your kids so easily. And next year, when all these tourists leave, when the winter comes in again, in the name of what are we going to start torturing people in the parks? In the name of what are we going to tell people, no, you can't have a roof over your head. No, you are not allowed to be here in our town because you do not have the money that is necessary. What happens when you're in this town and you've contributed to this town for so long, and then you're left with nothing? Oh no, now you gotta leave the town. I encourage you not to. Take a stand. Talk with each other. Communicate these ideas. It's super important for our freedoms. And while we're doing it, while we're taking this stand, it has to be done. It has to be done in a compassionate, unconditional love kind of way. But sometimes tough love is the best love. Strip people from everything that they have, position, authority, whatever, stuff, if that's holding them back or whatever. If they don't, strip them of everything. If they are they're the ones responsible for the violence and the fear-mongering and things like this, well, these people need to be stripped of everything they have and then sent out into the bush and figure some things out. Because obviously they're not able to play with others. So that's it. I'm going to go inside now. Gordon had a late night, so I'm just going to keep it real quiet. It's been Tea in Space. My name's Tom. This is Space. It's got 5% left on my computer. It's Wednesday, 2:39 a.m., July 22nd, 2020. Bye.